Yo, what's going on guys? It's Tom here, back with another video. This time coming at you with a tier list today, slightly different for me, but thought we'll give it a try, see what happens with it. But yeah, just giving my 2 cents on the idea, operate tier list. See what I can give you guys and how I think operators are balanced in this game. Obviously there's plenty of these around, but I'm going to give it a slightly different twist. I'm going to give it not just looking at a ranked idea of things, I'm going to look at the competitive side as well. Pro League, Tier 3, Tier 4 leagues. See what sort of idea I can give for that. So let's get into it. Starting off, quite an easy decision I think here is to start Ace S tier. Just S tier. He's ranged hard breach, still making big holes. His utility, if you can't use it hard breach, you can use it. Get rid of deployable shields, other things. Like he's just that good with the AK-12 on top of it. Like yeah, I don't think you can make much of an argument for him not being one of the best operators in the game, arguably the best attacker. He's got good utility. He's got his claymores. He can watch flanks. If you want vertical or soft breach, you can also bring the breach trident as well. Like he just brings pretty much everything you can want to the table. He is a definition S tier operator. And quite a massive contrast. Second, Amara, D tier. She's got an alright gun. The Supernova where you can bring the G8. Both options are solid, nothing amazing. The gadget, if it works, the things you can do with it are ridiculous. You will see the occasional quick play in, competitive where it works out. Like it has to be everything set up to make that push work, and just the investment for it is it's just not flexible enough to warrant anything higher than a D tier for me. But next up is Ash and A tier. Very strong, obviously. RC, one of the best guns in the game. Got his ACOG back now, so that helps everyone. Can deal with mirrors, can deal with Maestro, can deal with deployable shields, bulletproof cameras. It's just flexible, soft breach, but your claims your breach charge is the same as Ace again, so you can do everything that Ace can. It just works. It's just a good, balanced operator. It's how attackers should be, I think. And as an example of how attackers shouldn't be, I think not many people disagree with this one. F tier, Blackbeard, not much else said. Terribly designed operator, so annoying to go against. But at the same time, if you actually pick him, you provide next to no utility for your team. Like all you do is stop one bullet going to your head. If you get in a gunfight and that shield goes, you're useless for the rest of the round. You have one of the worst attacking loadouts in the game, the Mark 17 and the SR25. There's just not much you can do with Blackbeard, man. He's just a bad operator, and I'm so glad he's going to get reworked in Season 4, because oh my god, he is the bane of my existence. Blitz, after the shield rework, Blitz is actually really quite strong. He's so annoying to go against if you don't know how to deal with it. You don't have crossfire or anything like that, so opening no traps. He will just run you down and he will ruin your day. He is a hell to go against, especially against a team that actually is running him really well. Yeah, B tier, really strong after the update, but not much other than that. I think this is quite different to what other people go for, but Brava, because of the competitive aspect of it and how quick teams are at getting what they need to do done, she's just much stronger if you look into an organised team for it. Like the value you can get picking up default camps, traps, just to find a gap in a defense. Maybe they've got, or they're looking for is a Malusi to watch their backs. Brava hacks that. Suddenly there is an opening in the defense that they are not aware that they have, and you can make some plays off that. You can really win some rounds. So yeah, B tier operator in the right situation, really really good. Max like bam bank. She will not banned. You will see a high pick rate bank and Chalet. I think are some of her best maps. Really really strong. And then Book, for me, with the Gon 6, was S tier. Losing the Gon 6, just like he loses his soft breach for things like the bulletproof cams, the maestros, the deployable shields, all that. He loses that flexibility, but he has flashes if you want to be aggressive. He has hard breach if you want to be a bit slower and more helping the team. He is, I would say, the second best vertical operator in the game. I think around just the safety and the area that she can cover quite quickly just clears him, but it's also a shotgun, close range fights. The CA is arguably one of the best weapons on attack as well. Like, just everything about him is flexible, just like Ash. It's like the A tier is just flexible operator. That's all it is. And in a similar vein, Capital, really flexible. Area denial with his fire, sight denial with the smokes. It's just easy to work with. Yeah, just a really good flexible operator again. Deimos, slightly worse, in a similar category here. The right map, the right situation, it works. Like, it really works. Like, going up against a good Deimos player, all my days, you will never want to play the game again. He is so powerful in the right hands. But if it doesn't work, if things go slightly wrong with him, you are done for. Dokkaebi, S tier, roleplay, like, you can just not drone an area. Press one button, and suddenly everything you can hear for like nearly half the map or so, you can just clear for free because you know they're not there. The DMR is really powerful right now, dealing with those armies, the high damage. The boss G I wouldn't run on Dokkaebi. Vigil is another idea entirely, but not on Dokkaebi. And then the SMG-12. The SMG-12, man, a headshot machine. You will destroy people using that gun if you can use it well. Thinker, I think she provides a bit more to the team than Amaru. You get the boosts, it helps. You can pick someone up across the map that can change something up. But it's not quite enough. Like, if you combine it with a shield, don't get me wrong, it's terrifying. Just the AES speed is absolutely monstrous. But it is just, this here makes me think situational. And I just think there's more situations where these three operators work out than Thinker. That is just my idea right now. Flores, yet again, right situation. Like, you'll see Chalet, Consulate, some of his best maps, absolutely incredible there. Oregon as well, he was really strong on. Salvador Cockpool doesn't really hold as much weight, but it's still a little bit ranked. Yeah, really good operator dealing with any sort of bulletproof utility. Really, really strong. But yeah, again, if it doesn't work, if there's a mute in the way, he finds that difficult to deal with. They can just shoot it if it doesn't work out well. Like, it can go wrong. But on his maps, where you've got, the different parkour lineups you can do, really, really good operator. In a similar vein to Think, I feel like Fuse and Flores should fill in very similar roles. You're not playing this to get killed, you're playing it to clear utility. And I just think you're a bit less safe when you do that with Fuse. You've got to go on the floor, you've got to go on the balls next to site. And there's just extra risk taken from C4s, things like that can just make it so much more difficult to play Fuse. So I just think it just puts in that level below. Obviously, if it goes well, like, there's no utility left on site. The site's free to push if this Fuse goes well. But one C4 and your entire push can collapse off of that. I think Glaz is similar. If you get a smoke, but if someone swings your smoke as Glaz, freebie. Like, you can win a round off that alone. But if they just play sort of passive, let the smoke go, and then suddenly you're still in that 5v5 or whatever it was, even man count, it's a bit difficult to make work. The DMR is not very good, I don't think. It's one of the worst DMRs in my opinion, which just feels wrong to be on Glaz when it's kind of half of its ability. But yeah, I just don't see him being that strong of an operator. Gridlock, on the other hand, annoyingly, and it feels so wrong, I feel like Gridlock just synergizes better with smokes somehow. Like, those track stingers and smoke combo is just ridiculous to execute with. And you can bring in the flank watch as well, area denial. Like, it's so good. Executing with Gridlock is just, you can't hear either. Like, you can fully cover the sound of a plant with Gridlocks. Just really good for executing the site. Again, in that BT, you could make quite a good argument for pushing her up to A tier. I just think she's not quite got, like, Capital, for example, there's no way to counter his area denial apart from Y, which also counts Gridlock. Gridlock, if you shoot it quick enough, suddenly there's nothing there. Capital just has that bit extra sort of guarantee, in my eyes. In a similar way Grim does. Grim sort of you know, it has that area denial that Gridlock does. Obviously, you need a gun to back it up, but still has that area denial to stop everything going. With the Bailiff, a really, really good gun as well. Like, Grim is just a really good operator to just stop anyone doing anything. They have no freedom to move, which is sort of what this entire category here is giving you. And then Hibana. It's a bit of a fall from grace for Hibana, which was first introduced, whatever, maybe 3-4 years ago before Highbury Secondary was added. She was so important for getting hatches, whatever. You know, Ace was never really good at that. Thermite could get 2, but Hibana just blows them all at the wall. She can get 4 hatches, I believe, with a little bit left over. Like, for maps like Bank, wherever she is, so crucial for attacking that basement. So crucial. Take her off of that map? Oh my god, I'm tired. But take her off of that map, she's just not that great, you know? The range is nice, but Ace has that massive advantage. Ace is better. Yeah, it's just not quite flexible enough as she used to be. You know, there's just characters do it better now, unfortunately. It's really sad because her gun as well, like, it's so close to being good, but it just has these random kicks, at least for me, that just feel like they throw me off. And then the 20 bullets as well, like, you can take a gunfight, maybe 2, and when you're getting down to the late round execution, what I feel like it comes down to with the banner sometimes, it's just sometimes not quite enough. But Yana, DT, she doesn't provide much, does she? She really doesn't. Like, she's got EMPs and a Gon 6. But is that enough? Really? I just, like, you can bring the same on Dokkaebi if you want, obviously you sacrifice the SMG-12. So, I think it says enough that Dokkaebi, you can bring the same, almost exactly the same utility as Yana, but don't. You choose not to because she has better options. Yana just isn't that strong. Like, you can feel like you got extra drones, you know, infinite drones, keep going, going, going. But then you've got operators like Twitch, Flores less so, but Twitch and Brava have those extra drones, and they keep those extra drones, so your dead teammates can watch them. Yana, it's selfish. You drone yourself in, or drone. It just doesn't quite provide the flexibility you need. Like, it gets shot straight away. Like, it's so much harder to sneak that Yana clone into sight than it is a drone. Like, you're just not gonna get enough out of it, I don't think. So yeah, D tier. Very different story for IQ. The B tier. This category is loading up, but oh my days, dealing like Falcon on the board, bring an IQ. Echo, bring an IQ. Cam, bring an IQ. Like, just gives so much intel, and you can spot weakness. You can go onto the roof of some maps, you know. Banks is really good at doing it. Go onto the roof, look around, figure out where the defense is putting all of their utility into, and you can just figure out a way to hit a site from that alone. It's really strong in the right hands on the right maps. Like, it will change around. You can just remove utility. Like, it's really good. I personally would absolutely love if they just gave her a slight buff and gave her impacting MPs, because she would be incredible with them. Like, you imagine, oh yeah, there's a few cameras here, like impact EMP them, they're disabled, and we push through on that, or Capcats, like, she could just spot everything and just be like, no, you're not allowed anymore. It would be so good. I really, really would love to see that tried out at least. But yeah, really good B tier, very flexible operator. On a similar hand, Jackal, arguably yet again one of the best attacking guns in the game, the C70. Really strong. It's just his roam clear utility. It's not quite as good as Deimos, I don't think. Obviously, it does ping for the whole team, massive benefit. But it's not a live ping, which is what you get with Deimos. And you have to find footsteps rather than just scanning them. Like, you have to be in a vicinity where defenders could be. Like, it's just risk. I find there's a bit too much risk with Jackals to make him worth. Like, there's benefits over Deimos, but there's also drawbacks. And then you can compare both of them to Dokkaebi. who is just the ultimate roam clear operator, and neither of them hold up. It's just not the best option, unfortunately. Callie is not very good. Not very good at all, in my opinion. She can clear out mirrors, she can clear out deployable shields, maestro cams, she can clear out utility, but she has a sniper. And in a game with one-shot headshots where any bullet, any gun can kill you instantly, it's just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, unfortunately. Like, yes, she's got the zoom. Yes, if you take the right gunfights with Callie, you'll win. Should do. But, just to flex a bit, like, the SMG is good. It's a very nice thing for it to have, but it's not quite good enough, I fear. Like, it's just, can't quite do it all with Callie, I'm afraid. Gunfight flexibility is just not there for her. You can run around. You find too many Callies just sat on long angles and bait, and your team loses because of it, unfortunately. Like, it's just how it happens. But Lion, yet again, in a similar category to Deimos, Jackal, just doesn't quite scale up to being as good as Dopey. Unfortunately, they can just stand still for like a few seconds. And I know that can be difficult in some situations, yes, with other pressure. But without the right pressure, like, Dopey, like, you can't avoid it no matter what you do. You're always pressured into taking that phone call. You have to do it. Deimos, the same thing. Like, Jackal's big benefit for me is that he is better once your team starts executing the Deimos. That is his big advantage for me. But his gun is okay at best. He's had his heyday, let's be honest. He has had his heyday, it has gone. He's just balanced now. He's usable, but not incredible. Maverick, on the other hand, in my eyes, is the most underrated attacker. You can play him pretty much any map and he will get value. You can't count him apart from a C4 or something onto the wall. But he gets past Bandit, he gets past Cade. If Thatcher is banned and Cade is up, it's almost impossible to get a wall open without Maverick, I feel like. You know, someone who can Maverick a wall. How do you stop that? Especially if they have a tour out as well. Like, you can't stop that unless you Maverick the wall. He's just crucial to any good attack, I fear. And it's not even because he is the best at his role, he is the only one who can do his role. It is just him. He is just that important. If you're not bringing him and you've left Cade up and Thatcher's banned, the round is almost trolling. It is that bad without him. Monty, in a simple way, he's just S tier, unfortunately. Like, with the shield rework, a Monty bearing you down is just impossible to play against, especially with, unfortunately, the bug where you cannot melee their shield away if they melee at the same time. Shield operas just take priority with melee, so you have to you have slightly further range, but you have to time it perfectly to stop this Monty just hitting you down and winning just by default, because there's a bit of a bug in Ubisoft's code, which, let's be honest, who's really that surprised? But an STR just so difficult to play against properly unless you have, you know, a Legion or something dedicated to countering it. But even then, teammates backing him up, you know, something to destroy. Like, it is just really easy to help deal with, and he's just so strong. On the other hand, Nook, taking away the sidestep. Why? Why take away the sidestep? It's part of her character. Part of her character. It is like one of the only things that made her good. Like, it's all well and good sneaking past cams or whatever, but as soon as you get to a high level, once you're sneaking past those cams, it doesn't do much if once you get close enough to the enemy where you were in that, where you could get before, they can now hear you. They can hear you in that position. So suddenly you can't actually make the plays you used to. And her gun, though, is the FMG9 for an attacker weapon, is just not strong enough. It just blatantly isn't. Just the loadout and the no silence, it kills her. Nomad, I think B tier. I just think maybe C tier. She's just not very good anymore. She was really good when she first came out. When she first came out, she was overpowered. The air jabs went up instantly at entry frag as nomad. Since that got changed, she's now the flank watch she was originally intended to be, which is perfect place for her, I think. But the air jab is a one-time thing. It goes off, and then suddenly, if you didn't get a kill from it, now there's a hole in your attack. There's a massive gap because you know there's a defender there, but you might not have the man count, the drones, whatever, to watch it. Keep an eye on it. So no, I think she's great for flank watch, so long as you have the manpower there to dedicate someone to playing off of the air jabs. Because it's a free kill. The defender on the floor, they can't fight back. It's a free kill. It's strong. But the second an attacking round starts to go wrong, she can struggle to bring it back. Like, you can maybe try and use the air jabs proactively, but then they just get shot before they go off. Like, it's difficult to make things happen as a nomad. You have the flashes and a really good gun in the ARX, but it's just not quite enough, I don't think. She struggles with bringing rounds back from trying to make a play off of it. Osa, C tier as well. I just don't think it's that strong. I really don't. It's like there's just too many things that can go wrong if you get impact nades just so prevalent on the defense. Deployable shields are great for the defenders because they have things that can stop grenades while they're being thrown at them. Attackers don't have any of that. Absolutely none of it. That's completely open. It's just an impact grenade getting thrown at it straight away, and you're just useless. C4 vulnerable. I just think there's too many things that can just get rid of the utility very, very easily. The guns are good, strong guns. The 5.56 is quite an underrated PW9, Shady Jackal, not quite as primary as C7A unfortunately, but it's still a good SMG. But just doesn't quite help. Obviously really good attacking subs. I think Orion attacking me in and Osa was such a big pick to do that with. But that's one side, maybe attacking server on back, really good. But that's one or two sides on the whole game I can think of off the top of my head where she is a top tier pick for it. And that's just not quite good enough to warrant anything more than C tier, I feel like. Striker, yeah, again, just king of flexibility. You can bring whatever secondary utility you want. If you're solo queue, which mainly this list isn't particularly looking at, you can do. But you'll see it in pro teams. You send one person, EMP, and then hard breach wall. Sorted. Problem done. Big chunk done with only one manpower invested in it. Really strong. Really good for time management. And the M4 is a really good gun, let's be honest. Didn't even mention it when we were Maverick because of just how good his gadget is. But the M4 is just a good gun. Yeah, A tier operator. King of flexibility yet again. Ram. ST. You've got the R4C, which is something Ash has, but the advantage over Ash is you have a really loud gadget, which is actually useful in this case, because executing with a ram going, the defenders can't hear what's going on. Takes away that bit of intel from them. It's really, really strong. And then the amount of vertical you get gives an advantage over Buck. And again, over Buck, you have the shotgun. Obviously, it's not as quick as his shotgun, but it's still a shotgun. You can still make other lines of sight, for example, when you're attacking Cafe Basement, if you open up the mining floor and then you shoot the wall in sight, gives you a nice angle onto people playing in the coffee area. Like, it's just really, really good. The kit just synergizes so well. And you've got flashes and smokes, I believe, as your secondary user. Really good. You can plot on the site, or you can play more aggressive. You've got one of the guns, best guns in the game to work with it. You've got the R4C. In my opinion, the best vertical gadget in the game. Secondary shotgun, flashes or smokes, just an S tier operator. Really, really good. And at the other end of the scale, we switch down to Sense, F tier. Most of the time, you end up hindering yourself for Sense. You are better off not bringing him. That's all that needs to be said. He actually can make your team feel worse off. Sledge, just... it's so sad. I used to love playing Sledge. Absolutely love it. unfortunately you get blown up a lot playing Sledge, which is still a problem. But he had a couple. You could take fights at any range. You had the SMG-11 and the L85. Brilliant weapons, both of them. You can stop just 47 damage on the L85. You shut people down with that gun. It is so strong. And then the SMG-11 for close-up fights was brilliant. Obviously, there's other options now in the game. The RAM. It's really good now. You can even argue Deimos could be used to play vertically with his pistol doing so much damage to the floor. But yeah, Sledge is just not that good, and he's a 1-speed. He cannot get around the map very well. He just feels so sluggish to use, unfortunately. It's kind of sad. Thatcher, I put him A tier. I know some people will be like, maybe not. Other people have EMP secondaries, but Thatcher's EMP covers so much more area. Like, completely counters Cade. Cade is useless if Thatcher's brought. You Thatcher once, you can't Cade trip because you Thatcher again. Cade trip is just completely denied. Obviously, Two-Brow could put a bit of a stop to that, but on the whole, he completely shuts down one of the stronger defending ops. So obviously very good in that sense. Just fight speed. He's got the L85, no SMG-11, but the L85 is still strong. Claymores and breach charges, so he can do near enough Sledge job with the breach charges on the vert, arguably with more safety, because you don't make this massive hole and loud noise while you're there. You can set the breach charge, step away, blow it, and the C4 goes there, you're okay. Sledge on the other hand, you can't. So Thatcher can arguably work better for making vert than Sledge, while still being able to use his EMPs. Like, EMPs are so good for, like against a warden. See it, pro teams use it all the time. Against a warden, throw an EMP down, the floor above or something. Disable the warden, smoke, plant. Suddenly, a defense's entire idea of stopping a certain push is shut down, and they can't use it. It is so powerful. Thatcher, still one of the best operators in the game in my eyes. Thermite, kind of the same. Yeah, he just does his job. He does what he needs to do. He gets his wall open quite easily. Pairing with an ace, and he's really strong. Obviously, he has slightly more flexibility in what he wants to get open. I'm talking he can get 2 hatches, while ace can only get 1. He can make a really, really, as his voice line says, really big fucking hole. He's just strong. He does what he needs to do. He is no nonsense. Get it done. Open it up. Good guns. Good secondary utility. Just get your job done. He's perfect for it. Flexible. Literally epitome of A tier. Twitch. I miss her F2. I miss her F2 being good. It was so fun. Unfortunately, 470 is the way to go nowadays. You deal with the designs quite well. She's really good for clearing out utility. If you can get her drone into sight, the damage you can cause, you can get rid of bulletproofs. Can't actually get rid of maestros, which is unfortunate, but you can get rid of Valcams. One of the strongest things, if the opponents are really critching on a Goyo to stall you out late round, bring that Twitch. That Twitch shuts Goyo down completely. He is useless. Get that Twitch, suddenly, you can get all the Goyos down in under a minute, and they have no way to delay you once you're on your execute. Really, really strong if the defense is bringing the right utility for it to counter. Ying, arguably S tier, just because if the opponent can't see, how can we win a round? However, I put her A tier because you've got the ADS, you've got your MI, you've got your Warden. She can be countered. Like these here, almost impossible to counter. I fear at times. Ying can be countered. You can even shoot the Candela if she rolls it. Really good. I don't like the gun. The gun is not very good in my eyes, but yeah, probably one of the better execute operators. I think you've got your Grim, your Capital, your Ying, your Lion. Yeah, they're probably your execute operators. These are your top 3. Lion sort of sits out away from it all. I think Ying is probably the king of it all. I'd put Grim just behind Ying, sort of in this order. If Ying's banned, Grim's a really good replacement. But yeah, just strong operator, not quite breaking into this top 5 here. Zero, you could make an argument for it being in any of these top 4 tiers, I feel like. Any of them. You have essentially 4 drones for flank watch. You have essentially the same utility as Twitch. You have one of the best guns in the game in the SC. Statistically, I think it is the best gun in the game. It's just so much you can do. I don't feel like I could justify putting him alongside these, just because you do need someone to be slightly more active with his utility. You need someone on those cams. You need someone giving that intel, giving those calls. Whereas Ram, you throw the book out, you press a button, it's done. Once you walk up to the opponent, such as you've got space. Maverick, you open the breach, and now you can frag out. Dokkaebi, press a button, suddenly you're sounding on everyone. ACA against similar to Maverick, easily open a breach, then you've got one of the best guns in the game to go frag out. Has one of the best guns in the game. If someone's dead, it can watch cans for you every round. Is an S tier operator. But if you're in if you don't have people who can watch cabs all the time, he just struggles. He's not quite passive enough in his utility, which is not a problem. I absolutely do not think it's a problem. I think this is something that needs addressing with all of these operators up here, is how they can just do their thing. Maybe not Maverick, Ace, Monty, well, maybe not these 4. Maybe I overestimated how powerful it is, but Dokkaebi especially, she can just do her thing and be done with it. Zero doesn't quite have that luxury, isn't quite that flexible, unfortunately. And then last but not least, Zofia, I miss her glory days. She's just not quite that good. Sure, you have, you could argue in some situations she's better than Ash. Her gun is not that good anymore, I feel like. It's just, it used to be so good. It used to be one of the best guns in the game, but it's just not anymore. She has the intel with the concussion mines. But her impacts are not as powerful as Ash. They can't deal with quite the same things. Namely mirrors. Ash deals with mirror, Zofia doesn't. That is a massive difference. Ash is a 3-speed. That's big on attack, you know? Use that peak's advantage. Ash is so much harder to hit than Zofia. Zofia will take more bullets than Ash. So Ash has the better gun, slightly better soft breach. They have the same secondary gadgets. Zofia has the intel. I just feel like the fragging potential on Ash is much stronger, unfortunately. But yeah, that's my personal idea on the list, I think. But yeah, that's my tier list. Quite happy with everything. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time. 1, 2, 3, I'm